Hi guys, it's ASBYT and welcome to a brand new video. Now last month, Microsoft revealed its 4th generation console in the Xbox line, now named the Xbox Series X from Xbox Project Scarlet. And at CES 2020 this week in Vegas, we've had more details and we've had announcements from Sony regarding the PS5. So naturally, because I run a tech channel and due to my involvement in the wonderful world of esports, I thought it would be only fair that we take a deep dive into these two brand spanking new consoles as the battle for top spot on the market really heats up. If you're looking at possibly buying one of these two, I'm going to be looking at 5 key areas or features that we can compare them on. So without further ado, let's get straight to it. Now as we go through those 5 areas on this video, I want you to let me know in the comment section below which of the two consoles you think is going to be better and why. Just try and keep it clean. So firstly, let's look at design. The Xbox will be a tower, similar to that of a desktop PC. However, Microsoft have confirmed it can sit horizontally as well. The launch trailer shows a black console with a cooling vent on the top and a possible green light inside, the Xbox logo top left, and, importantly, a disk drive is present also. Now, Microsoft didn't show off the rear of the console in that announcement, but during AMD's CES 2020 keynote, the chipmaker revealed what looked like the rear of the Xbox Series 1, including 2 USB Type-C ports and 2 HDMI ports. Now that to many seemed to be a bit of a slip, but a spokesperson from AMD did come out quite quickly afterwards stating that this was a fake render, wasn't anything to do with Microsoft, and the final design will be different. It's just who you believe on this one. Now we don't have confirmation from Sony regarding the design of the PS5, but we do have leaked images of both console and controllers. More on the controllers later. Now these leaked console images have happened on more than one occasion, so these units look pretty legit. However, guesses are that these are just dev kits and often final commercial designs can look quite different. The PS5 logo was shown off at CES this week and it looked completely different. A massive lie, of course, it was exactly how we expected it to look. No changes there. So expect that logo to be etched onto the console. There wasn't a huge amount of talk about the PlayStation 5 at the keynote. They were more interested in showing the world their concept car. Now alongside the leaked console, we also had images of what looked like to be the new upcoming DualShock 5 controllers. Not a huge difference appearance-wise from the previous gen, but this kind of makes sense considering serious gamers, like those who take part in the global esports competitions, will be so used to the DualShock 4 controllers that a big change could be quite jarring for them. So a similar appearance it might have, but Sony promises new haptic feedback technology which will offer a broader range of feedback and adaptive triggers offering varying levels of resistance to make in-game mechanics such as shooting, throwing, kicking feel much more realistic, as the tension will increase and decrease as you pull them back depending on the circumstances in-game, like rough terrain when driving, running, etc. Sony will also be finally jumping to a Type-C port on the controllers, as well as including a larger battery and improved speakers. There's also been a lot of talk recently about a possible touchscreen display in the middle, and a microphone showed up on a recent patent. Larger triggers, smaller sticks, and no light bar. Now Microsoft have been far more guarded about information regarding their next-gen Xbox controller, which is coming, but they have confirmed that the Xbox Elite Wireless Controller Series 2 that launched just a few months ago will be forward compatible with Series X. Now we're going to look at the levels of performance we're expected to see, and Microsoft have said a key area that they want to focus on in this next-gen console is frame rate, ensuring that games load incredibly fast and run at the highest frame rate possible. Microsoft is aiming to get Xbox Series X games to run at 60 frames a second in 4K, calling the challenge a design goal. But even though they kind of want this to be the mainstream, expect 8K compatibility as well. Leaked images of the Series X processors show that they are marked with 8K. GDDR6 RAM and an SSD or solid state drive will come as standard on Series X, which will give the console the option of using its storage system as virtual RAM, lifting load time performance. Benchmark results have appeared online for an AMD Flute system on chip, or SoC, and many believe with its 8 Zen 2 cores, this will be the chip that powers the Xbox Series X. With the CPU at least 2 times faster than the previous gen, it's also meant to have better power efficiency due to the 7nm process. The PS5 will also support 8K graphics, and they're also working with AMD on their custom-made Gonzalo SoC. It will have an 8-core CPU based on AMD's 3rd gen Ryzen line and a custom GPU based on AMD's Radeon Navi hardware. So with 3D audio, potentially 8K gaming and 4K at 120Hz, it promises to be an absolute stonker. And system architect Mark Cerny has revealed that the console will be disk-based and all games will have to be installed to the internal solid-state drive. Sony does also promise that the SSD improvements to how it reads data means the games will be able to take up less space, which is always a good thing. Sony will also let developers break up the installation of certain games so that individual parts of said games can be installed in isolation. Now, the PS5 will come with a completely revamped user interface, which will include social features on the home screen for easy sharing of your content. And Sony also promised you'll be able to launch directly into certain sections of the game straight from the home screen, like My Club, for example, on eFootball PES 2021 or whatever Konami decide to choose as their name for the new game. So this again will save time because you won't have to go into the game and then navigate through it. The new Xbox will also be getting a dedicated share button so that you can share screenshots, videos, etc. with your friends. Both consoles will have backwards compatibility, so current games shouldn't be a problem, and the PlayStation VR headset will also be compatible on the PlayStation 5, although there is plans for a next-gen VR headset as well. In terms of Microsoft, as already mentioned, existing controllers and headsets will also be compatible. Now, both consoles have been confirmed for the holiday season in 2020, which is this year, believe it or not. And alongside the launch, there will of course be main titles. Only a few have been confirmed for each, but we expect the usual big names and expect in development exclusives like Ghost. Now, Halo Infinite is the big title that's going to launch with the Series X, and Ubisoft have confirmed that upcoming titles such as Watch Dogs Legion, Gods and Monsters, and Rainbow Six Quarantine will all be coming as well, and EA have confirmed that Battlefield 6 will be launching with the Series X, all of which has left me chomping at the bit. Now, in terms of price, we only have rumours, we won't have official information until probably a month or so before, but the strong rumour is due to the sheer power of these new consoles, the price is probably going to reflect that, but not be too drastic like we saw with the previous generations. The jump is probably going to be pretty huge, but the price is going to be pretty similar to what we saw last time, so expect around $499 or 450 UK pounds. Euros is pretty similar nowadays, I think a little bit more in euros as well, similar to the dollars mark. Price is going to be a massive decision for both companies. They need to get it right. If either undercut the other by just a small margin, it could make for a massive shift in terms of sales. And a quote from Microsoft on price goes as follows: "The Series X will not be out of position on power or price." And apparently the previous gen consoles will also still be available at the release of Series X. And apparently there's talk of a slightly lower spec next gen console as well, which will come in at a lower price. So Microsoft for one, probably Sony as well, but certainly Microsoft so far seem that they are committed to serve a wide range of audience in terms of price. Whew. A lot of information to take in. Let me know, as I said in the comments, which console you're most looking forward to. Is it going to be PlayStation 5? Is it going to be the Xbox Series X? Nearly said one then. Which is going to be better? Are you going to get it? Is it going to be too expensive for you? Are you happy with the current gens, PlayStation 4, Xbox One? Like and share if you enjoyed the video and found it helpful, and subscribe if you're new to the channel and love everything tech, news, unboxings, reviews. I'll love you and leave you. I'll see you in the next one. SBLT, peace out.